My name is Lily, and I'm 29 years old. Sitting here in my empty apartment, I can't believe how quickly everything unraveled. Boxes are packed, and the lease ends tomorrow. It feels surreal typing this out, but I need to share it with someone, so I'm telling you. Just 6 hours ago, my fiancé, Daniel, 30, sat me down for the talk. Our wedding was supposed to be in 8 weeks. The dress I bought for myself for my birthday was hanging in the closet. My hair was done, as if I was preparing for something special. It should have been my first clue. He looked at me, and his voice was calm, almost too calm. "We need to cancel the wedding," he said. "I found someone better." The words hit exactly as I knew they would. I had been planning for this moment for months, but I never thought I'd hear them from him. I was prepared, but this was supposed to be my moment. I had always imagined I would be the one to walk away first. "Already done," I said, barely holding back a smirk. He looked at me, stunned, and that's when I realized my strategy had worked better than expected. "What?" Daniel asked, his voice strained. "I canceled everything last week," I said. "Venue, catering, photographer. Got most of the deposits back, too." I watched the confusion wash over his face, the disbelief clouding his features. In his mind, this was supposed to be a grand, dramatic moment. The final blow. He thought I'd beg him to stay. He thought he would walk away feeling superior. But instead, I was calm. I had already made my exit. I had been planning my escape for months. I could see it in his eyes, the realization that I had been one step ahead of him. I wasn't the naive woman he thought I was. I had been watching him just as carefully as he had been watching me. And now it was his turn to face the consequences. "I know what you've been doing, Lily," he said, his voice low but steady. "You've been staying out until 3 o'clock a.m. for months. You changed your phone password. You hide your screen when you text. I'm not stupid." I froze, my heart racing. I thought I had been careful, that I had kept my secrets safe. But Daniel, with his cold logic and calculated moves, had been preparing for this moment just as I had. He knew about Garrett, 31, my coworker. The man I had been seeing for the past 3 months. The man who made me feel like I could trade up. The one who promised me a better life. But I didn't say anything. I didn't try to defend myself. I wasn't ready to lose my advantage just yet. "So, what now?" I asked, leaning back in my chair. "You want me to pack my things and leave?" Daniel's gaze softened for a moment, and I almost regretted pushing him this far. Almost. But the truth was, I had been in control for so long, and now, with everything falling apart, I wasn't going to give him the satisfaction of seeing me squirm. "I've already packed your stuff," he said, his voice steady. "It's in the garage, 3 boxes, labeled." He didn't look at me when he said it. "You packed my things?" I asked, stunned. "I knew you would leave, eventually. I just didn't know when. But I couldn't let you take anything from me." A surge of anger rose in my chest. How dare he? This was my home, my life we were talking about. And yet, as I stood up and walked toward the garage, my heart sank. The weight of it all crashed over me, suffocating me. Everything I had been planning for, every single step I had taken to ensure I could walk away unscathed, was now unraveling. I opened the garage door, and there they were, 3 boxes neatly labeled with my name. The reality of it hit me hard. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. I wasn't supposed to feel like a fool, a pawn in someone else's game. But it wasn't over yet. I still had one last card to play. "Here's the thing, Daniel," I said, turning back to face him. "I've been planning for this for a while, too. You think I didn't know you were going to pull this stunt?" I smiled, but it was hollow, more out of desperation than confidence. "Garrett?" he asked, his voice a quiet threat. I could see the recognition in his eyes. "I know all about Garrett, and don't think for a second you've hidden everything from me." That's when the panic began to set in. Because he did know, and I wasn't prepared for this level of confrontation. Not yet. I tried to keep my cool, but the truth was I was losing control. "Let me tell you something," I said, stepping closer to him. "I did everything for us, for this wedding. But Garrett makes 3 times what you do. He's offering me a future I can't have with you." "You think he has a future for you?" Daniel said, cutting me off. "Look at the reality, Lily. You're not getting anything from me now. You're not getting a cent. The savings? Gone. Your secret little stash? It's empty. I took everything. All the money you thought you had. It's already been moved." I blinked, my mind racing as I processed his words. "How do you know about that?" "I know everything, Lily. Everything." He didn't say anything else, but I could see in his eyes that it was true. I had underestimated him. and now there was nothing left to hide. The part ends with Lily standing in front of the packed boxes, her entire life in tatters, the weight of her actions now crushing her as she realizes that Daniel has taken everything from her and that she's left with nothing. It's a strange feeling, standing there in the garage, staring at the boxes with my name on them. My life, neatly packed up and ready to be shipped away to oblivion. I thought I had control. I thought I had everything planned down to the last detail. But the truth hit me like a freight train. I had underestimated Daniel. For months, I thought I was being careful. I had my hidden savings account, my secret stash of money I transferred from our wedding fund, $200 a month. It wasn't much, but it was enough to make sure that if things fell apart, I'd have a way out. It was supposed to be my safety net, my backup plan. I thought Daniel didn't know. I thought I could keep it under wraps, but now I realize how foolish I was. How naive. Do you really think I wouldn't find out? Daniel's voice cuts through my thoughts. I turn to face him, the coolness in his tone sending a chill down my spine. He's standing there, arms crossed, looking at me like I'm a puzzle he's finally solved. I've known about your secret account for months, Lily. You thought you could hide it from me. I feel my stomach drop. You were watching me? I wasn't just watching you, he says, his eyes darkening. I was making sure I knew everything. You made sure our accounts were separate, that I didn't have access to yours, but you weren't as careful as you thought. I try to keep my composure, but it's hard. He knows everything. The account. The money I'd been moving every month. The truth I thought I could keep hidden, the one little shred of security I had left, it's all gone. I set up the bank account for you, Daniel continues. Remember that day? You asked me to help you set up online banking. You were so careful with your passwords, but you made one mistake. You didn't think I'd notice how easily you typed in your usual pattern, your pet's name, your birthday. You weren't fooling anyone. I feel the heat rise in my cheeks. He's right. I thought I could keep him in the dark. I thought I was being so clever, so strategic. But now that I'm looking at him, I realize just how much I've underestimated him. You used your usual password pattern, he repeats, a trace of mockery in his voice. I could have easily accessed everything, but I didn't. I wasn't snooping, Lily. I was waiting for you to show me who you really are, and here we are. He's not angry. That's the worst part. He's calm, collected, as if this whole thing is just another business transaction he's managing. I, on the other hand, feel like I'm drowning. What do you want, Daniel? I snap, my voice shaking despite my best efforts. You've won. You've exposed everything. Do you want me to grovel? Beg for forgiveness? He takes a step closer to me. No, Lily. I want you to understand how much you've messed up. You took money from our wedding fund for months. You thought I wouldn't notice? You thought I wouldn't find out about your secret account, the one you thought was safe? That was money meant for us, for our future together. And you've been lying to my face for months. I swallow hard. I didn't realize it at the time, but everything I'd been doing, moving the money, sneaking around, was a betrayal to him, to everything we were supposed to build together. I thought I was protecting myself, but in reality, I was pushing him further and further away. Daniel, I start, but the words catch in my throat. There's nothing I can say that will make this better. The damage is done. Just stop, Daniel cuts me off. I don't need to hear your excuses. You've been lying to me. You've been planning your escape from me while I thought we were building a life together. And the worst part is, you didn't even trust me enough to tell me the truth. You thought I was just some fool, someone you could manipulate into doing what you wanted. The air feels thick with tension. I can't breathe. I thought I could keep everything under control, but the lies, the manipulation, they've caught up with me. And here's the real kicker, Lily, Daniel adds, a bitter edge to his words. Your precious little savings account isn't as secret as you think. You didn't even consider one thing. I look at him confused. What does he mean? You forgot about your father, he says, his voice cold. He's a joint owner of that account, remember? He had co-signed it years ago when you were in college, and when I saw the activity on that account, I called him. He wasn't happy. In fact, he was livid. He's the one who froze it. My heart stops. You called my father? I whisper. You went behind my back? To him? Lily, your dad has every right to see what's going on with his own money, and when I told him what was happening, he stepped in to protect what's rightfully his. Daniel's voice is unwavering, and I realize that this has become bigger than just me and him. My father, who I thought would always be on my side, has turned against me. The part ends with Lily standing in the middle of the room, her world crashing down around her as the full scale of her betrayal sinks in. The secret savings, her father's intervention, Everything she thought was her escape route has been taken from her. She is now facing the reality of her choices and their consequences. The weight of everything crashes down on me. My father has cut me off, my secret savings account is gone, and Daniel knows all about the affair with Garrett. The man I thought would offer me a new life. The man I thought I could escape to. I look at Daniel, his eyes piercing into me with that calm, unyielding gaze, and I realize just how thoroughly I've been exposed. He's not just holding the cards. He's stacked the deck against me. He's had this figured out from the start. The betrayal I thought I could keep hidden, the secret I thought would never be found out, is now laid bare. So, how long has this been going on, Lily? Daniel asks, his voice steady, like he's asking about the weather. How long were you planning to leave me for Garrett? I can't answer him. There's nothing I can say that will change what he knows. The guilt is suffocating, making it hard to breathe. I wanted to believe that Garrett could be the answer, that I could have a life with him that I couldn't have with Daniel. But now I see the truth. Garrett was never the escape I thought he would be. He's just another part of my mess. I force myself to look at Daniel. It wasn't like that, I say, the words barely escaping my lips. I never meant for you to find out. But Daniel cuts me off. Don't lie to me, Laylee. You think I didn't know what was happening? You were out late for months. I heard the way you spoke to Garrett when you didn't think I was listening. I saw the text you tried to delete. I saw everything. I feel the blood drain from my face as he continues. He's not angry. He's resigned, like he's been preparing for this moment just as I have. You've been lying to me for months, telling me we needed to cut back on wedding expenses while spending money on him, on fancy dinners, expensive gifts. You said we couldn't afford things, but you were buying things for him, the same man you were planning to leave me for. I feel the bile rise in my throat. How could I have been so blind? How did I think I could keep all of this from him? But the real sting comes when Daniel drops the final bomb. Garrett's married, Laylee. He has a wife and kids, and you've been the other woman this whole time. The world seems to tilt beneath me, and I almost stumble. I had no idea he knew so much. I didn't think anyone could find out. Garrett had convinced me that he would leave his family for me, that everything would work out. But Daniel is right. Garrett is just as bad as I am. You think Garrett's going to choose you? Daniel says, his voice dripping with disdain. You think he'll leave his wife and kids for someone like you? You're fooling yourself, Lily. You've been living in a fantasy. I stare at him, unable to speak. The shame is overwhelming. I wanted to believe in Garrett, but the reality of it hits me hard. He was never going to leave his family. He was never going to choose me. I was just a distraction, a fleeting escape from the life he didn't want to leave behind. And now I'm left with nothing. I take a deep breath, trying to steady myself. I didn't mean to hurt you, Daniel. I thought I was doing what was best for me. But you weren't, Daniel says, stepping closer. You were doing what was best for you, Lily. You didn't care about anyone else, least of all me. You were so focused on escaping your reality that you didn't think about the people who actually cared about you. I feel the tears welling up, but I don't let them fall. I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of seeing me break down. I thought I could leave you and have something better, I admit, my voice shaking. I thought Garrett would make it all right. Daniel shakes his head slowly, like he's finally understanding just how deep my selfishness runs. Garrett's not the answer, Lily. He never was. And now look where you are. You've lost everything. You've lost me. You've lost him. And you've lost yourself. The silence between us stretches, heavy and suffocating. I can't escape it. I can't escape him, the man I betrayed, the man who knew me better than anyone else. Is this how you wanted it? Daniel asks, his voice softening slightly. To lose everything for him? I close my eyes, unable to answer. I've already lost. And now it's just a matter of how much more I'll have to lose before it's all over. Suddenly, I hear my phone buzz on the kitchen counter. It's a message from Garrett. I can't help but glance at it. The message is short. Are we still on for tonight? I feel sick to my stomach. I know what this is. It's the same thing every time. Garrett will string me along, promise me the world, but never deliver. And I'll keep believing him. But I'm done now. I'm done lying to myself. I'm done, I say quietly, more to myself than to Daniel. I don't know what I was thinking. Daniel's gaze doesn't soften. He doesn't pity me. He's past that. You've been done for a while, Lily, he says, his voice flat. But now, you'll have to face the consequences of your choices. The air in the room feels thick. The weight of Daniel's words hangs over me like a heavy cloud I can't escape. I thought I was being strategic, but now I see that I've been the fool all along. I sit down on the couch, feeling completely defeated. Daniel stands by the door, ready to leave, but he's not done. Lily, you need to understand something, he says, his tone cold. I've been living in this house with you, watching you lie, watching you take from me, emotionally, financially. You've been playing a game I didn't even know I was a part of. His words sting, but it's the truth. I played my hand poorly, thinking I could juggle Daniel, Garrett, and my own secret little world. I was wrong, and now everything's coming to light. I made sure you knew exactly what you were doing, Daniel continues, his voice never wavering. I knew about the savings. I knew about Garrett. I knew you were planning to leave me. But I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I thought maybe you'd come to your senses. The irony doesn't escape me. I was the one who had been planning my escape, but Daniel was the one who was calm, collected. He had seen through my facade all along. You've lost everything, Lily. Your money, your future with Garrett, your trust with your family. Your dignity, he says, each word driving the final nails into the coffin of my life. I stand up suddenly, the urge to fight overwhelming. What do you want from me, Daniel? You've already taken everything. He looks at me with an expression that's almost pitying, though it's clear he's not trying to hurt me anymore. I want you to understand. You did this to yourself. You thought you could manipulate everyone into doing what you wanted, but now you'll be the one dealing with the fallout. And trust me, Lily, it's only just beginning. I feel my heart race as I process his words. He's right. I've lost everything. My savings account is frozen, and Daniel made sure of that. My father's trust in me is gone, and now, even Garrett's involvement feels like a distant fantasy. Everything I had planned, every step I had taken to control this situation, has collapsed. I have nothing. Where will you go now? Daniel asks, almost as if he's wondering what my next move will be. I try to swallow the lump in my throat, but I can't answer him. I have no answer. There's nowhere to run anymore. I'm moving out tomorrow, he says, snapping me out of my thoughts. I've already found a new place. I've already arranged everything, and I'm not coming back to this mess. I stand there numb. You're really going through with it, aren't you? He nods once, then takes a step toward the door. You were never going to be happy with me, Lily. Not if you couldn't be honest with yourself. And if you can't be honest with yourself, you can't be honest with anyone else. Not me, not Garrett, not even your own father. With that, he walks out. The door shuts softly behind him, but the echo of it rings in my ears. For the first time in years, the silence feels louder than anything. I slump onto the couch again, my mind racing through everything that has happened. My phone buzzes again. I glance at the screen. It's another message from Garrett. So, are you coming over tonight? I stare at the message for a moment, then set my phone down. The truth is clear now. I was never going to be enough for Garrett. I was just an option, a fleeting distraction in his life. And I was never enough for Daniel either. I betrayed him in the worst way possible. I betrayed his trust, his love, everything we built together. All for the illusion of something better. I don't respond to Garrett's message. I don't know what to say anymore. There's nothing left to say. Suddenly my phone rings. It's my father. I hesitate, but then answer. Lily, he says, his voice calm but sharp. We need to talk. I close my eyes, feeling the weight of the moment settle over me. I know, Dad, I know. I can already hear the disappointment in his voice, but there's nothing left to hide now. I've spoken to Daniel, he continues, and I know about the secret account. I know about everything, Lily. This ends here. I'm cutting you off. I want to say something. I want to plead with him, but the words feel hollow. How can I explain myself when I don't even know what I was thinking? How can I ask for his forgiveness when I've lost his trust? I'll figure things out, I say, barely above a whisper. I'm sorry, Dad. But it's too late. He's already made his decision, and I've already made mine. The day stretches on, dragging me further into the abyss. It's like my whole world has been turned inside out, and there's no escaping it. Everything I thought I controlled, my savings, my secrets, my relationships, is now nothing but dust. I can feel the weight of my decisions crushing me, but I can't undo any of it. I stare at my phone again, the blinking cursor on Garrett's message mocking me. He's the last shred of hope I have left, even though I know he won't come through for me. But I can't let go, not yet. The truth is, I've lost everything. No money, no home, no trust. And now, Daniel is gone for good, off to start over without me. He's already found a new place. He's already made sure I won't have access to anything anymore. I thought I was smart. I thought I could play both sides, but I wasn't clever enough. Now I'm left with nothing but this cold, empty apartment and the echo of my mistakes. But as I sit there, my mind starts to race. If I can't get Daniel back, maybe I can at least fix this somehow. Maybe there's a way to turn the situation around, to make people believe that I wasn't the villain in all of this. That's when the idea hits me. I need a way to get people to feel for me. If they won't believe the truth, maybe they'll believe a story. I'll create a story. I can't just sit here and let everything fall apart without at least trying to salvage something. I pick up my phone and start typing. My fingers fly across the screen as the lie forms in my mind. My world just shattered. I lost the love of my life today. He's gone. Daniel's gone. I don't know how I'll survive this. He was everything to me. I hit send before I can stop myself. A small part of me feels disgusted with what I'm doing, but another part of me, desperate, broken, believes it might just be my only chance at redemption. I post the message, then I go further. I start a fundraiser. Funeral expenses for my soulmate, Daniel. I tell myself that it's just for a little while, just to get people to feel sorry for me. I need the sympathy, the attention, the support. My heart races as I create a GoFundMe. I set the target at $5,000. I figure that's a reasonable amount to get by, to survive while I figure out how to fix my life. After all, I never really had to work for anything before. Daniel handled that for me. But now, I'll do whatever it takes to get back on my feet. I need something, anything, to keep from completely losing it all. I know it's wrong. I know it's a lie. But I do it anyway. As I sit there watching the donations trickle in, $50 here, $100 there, I almost feel a flicker of hope. The thought that maybe, just maybe, I can turn this around. Maybe people will believe me. Maybe I'll have a chance to start over. But deep down, a gnawing feeling in the pit of my stomach tells me I'm only digging myself into a deeper hole. I don't care. I'm not going to let this be the end. I'm going to survive this. I'll fix it. But then, as if fate wants to rub my face in my own choices, my phone buzzes again. I glance at it, my heart racing as I see an incoming text from Daniel. Laylee, I think you need to check your GoFundMe. Your little funeral fundraiser is starting to cause some problems. People are asking questions. My heart sinks. I try to act like it's no big deal, but my stomach is a mess. People are talking. They're starting to see through the facade, and they're asking questions. A few minutes later, my phone rings. It's Jess, my best friend. I pick it up, and before I can say anything, she's speaking over me. Lily, what the hell is this? Are you seriously asking people for money because Daniel died? She demands. I mean, how low can you go? I feel the heat of shame creeping up my neck. I want to defend myself, but I can't. The truth is, Jess knows me too well. She knows what kind of person I am deep down, and it's too late to hide it anymore. Look, Lily, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is insane, Jess says. I can't be a part of this. I can't support you in this mess. You've burned every bridge you've had. Don't contact me again. The call ends. I stare at the phone, the weight of her words crushing me. I've lost her too. I've lost my father, my friends, my dignity, and now even Garrett is starting to fade into the distance. Suddenly, my phone buzzes again. It's a message from Theodore, Daniel's father. He's always been cold and distant, but now his words are sharp. Lily, I thought you had some decency left in you. I guess I was wrong. You've done enough damage already. I'm making sure everything you've done is documented. You won't get a penny from me or Daniel, not after this. I stare at the message, feeling the final thread of my safety net snap. I've reached the bottom. There's nowhere left to run, nothing left to salvage. I sit in the cold silence of my empty apartment, the weight of everything I've lost pressing down on me. I never thought I'd end up here, alone, with nothing to show for the life I tried so desperately to control. The GoFundMe page I created to buy myself some time has become a public spectacle. People are calling me out, and the donations have stopped coming in. The irony doesn't escape me. I thought I could manipulate the situation, but now I'm the one exposed. I look at my phone again, the notifications buzzing nonstop. Most of them are from people I don't even know, but there's one that catches my eye. It's a message from Jess. Lily, you've crossed a line. This is beyond anything I can tolerate. I can't stand by and watch you destroy yourself. Don't contact me again. The finality in her words hits me harder than I ever imagined. Jess was the one person I thought would always have my back. But now, she's gone, and it's my fault. I've pushed everyone away with my selfishness, my lies. But what stings the most is that Daniel has moved on. He's already started his new life, a life without me. The text from him earlier today was a final reminder that he's done with me. He's moved out, found a new place, and hasn't looked back. I thought deep down that maybe I could fix things, that maybe I could salvage something from the wreckage. But the truth is, I've lost him. I've lost everything. I don't even know what to do anymore. I thought I was in control. I thought I had everything figured out. But now, as I sit in the emptiness of this apartment, I realize I don't have anything. The phone buzzes again. It's an email. I open it, half expecting more angry messages from my friends or family. But it's not. It's an email from Garrett. Lily, I can't keep this up. I've told my wife everything. I've got to cut ties with you. I never meant for things to get this far. I'm sorry. I stare at the words, the final sting of betrayal sinking in. Garrett was never going to be my savior. He wasn't the escape I had hoped for. I was just a temporary distraction, and now he's backing out, just like everyone else. I want to scream. I want to throw my phone across the room, but instead I sit there, numb. The reality of it all crashes down on me. I've ruined my life for a fantasy, and now there's nothing left but the aftermath. My father's text from earlier haunts me. You're on your own, Lily. I won't bail you out. I thought I could count on him. I thought that even if everything else fell apart, he would be there. But he's not. Not anymore. He's done with me too. I'm alone. The sound of my phone ringing snaps me out of my thoughts. It's my old workplace. A former colleague, someone I barely remember, is calling. I almost don't answer, but something compels me to pick up. Lily? The voice on the other end says. It's Pablo, someone I used to work with. I just wanted to let you know. There's been some talk about you. People have been asking questions about your GoFundMe, about the money you've been asking for. I just wanted to make sure you knew that the company might be getting involved in this. I can't believe what I'm hearing. I didn't even know Pablo was aware of what's been happening, but I'm not surprised. Nothing is private anymore. People are starting to see through me, and it's only a matter of time before everything I've done comes crashing down on me. Pablo, I didn't mean for any of this to happen, I say, my voice cracking. But Pablo isn't listening. Lily, the company can't be associated with this. You've already crossed too many lines. I don't know if there's anything I can do to help, but I just thought you should know that things are escalating. I hang up the phone, my hands shaking. Everything is escalating, and there's no stopping it now. The part that stings the most is that I've seen what happens when someone pushes people too far. Daniel is gone. Jess is gone. Garrett is gone. And even my father, the one person who I thought would always support me, has turned his back. This is what happens when you try to manipulate everyone around you. When you think you can control the people you love for your own selfish gain, you end up with nothing. I sit in the middle of the empty apartment, tears finally streaming down my face. There's no more running, no more pretending. This is the result of my choices, and I have to face it. I have to face myself. But as the darkness closes in, a small voice in the back of my mind whispers that maybe, just maybe, there's still a chance to rebuild, not a chance to go back, but a chance to start over, to make things right with myself. But it's not today, not yet. I look around one last time at the apartment, the empty boxes, the ruined future, the broken trust. I know I have to leave it all behind. But for the first time in a long time, I have nothing left to lose. The silence that follows is deafening.